Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII of England and mother of Queen Elizabeth I. Before serving as Catherine of Aragon's lady-in-waiting, Anne had joined the courts of both Margaret of Austria and Queen Claude. She spoke fluent French and carried herself with the elegance and poise of the French courts, something that made her stand out considerably from her peers in the English court. She caught Henry's attention when she became the lady-in-waiting to his first wife, Catherine. However, Anne was not unknown to the royal family. Before returning to England from France, she had served as the maid of honor at the wedding of Henry's younger sister, Mary. Her father and brother were well known in the Tudor court, and the Boleyns held a considerable amount of power and wealth. She had only been queen for approximately 1,000 days. Henry and Anne were married in 1533, meaning that by the time he had her execution in 1536, she had only been queen for 3 years. During that time, she had given birth to a daughter. However, Henry had grown impatient for a legitimate male heir and suffered several miscarriages, the last of which was believed to be a boy. She was the first queen to be publicly executed. Henry dictated to the jailers of the Tower of London how he wanted the execution to go, even though he wouldn't be there himself. Before Anne even gone to trial, Henry had sent for an expert executioner from France. The swordsman was an unusual choice, as beheadings in England were typically performed with axes. Beheadings by axe were notoriously ineffectual and could often require more than one strike to complete the undertaking. Anne's executioner removed her head with a single swing. Anne Boleyn was executed by a French swordsman on May 19, 1536, after being arrested for adultery and incest. She didn't have a coffin or a proper funeral. Despite orchestrating the minute and very public details of Anne's trial and execution, Henry had put relatively little thought into what would happen with her remains. In place of a coffin, it is believed that her body was put into an old arrow chest and buried in an unmarked grave in Sale Church. Another trivia about Anne Boleyn. Did you know that the third wife of King Henry VIII, Jane Seymour, who became his wife after Anne's execution, was Anne's second cousin, and the fifth wife of King Henry VIII, Catherine Howard, was the first cousin of Anne Boleyn.